Friends, gather round, for I come to you today not with tidings of joy, but with news of economic warfare. The kind of news that makes you want to double-check your savings account and maybe even consider stuffing your mattress with cash. Okay, maybe not warfare, but definitely some aggressive trade negotiations. The kind that makes you wonder if these folks missed their calling as professional wrestlers. On April 2nd, 2025, the Trump administration, in its infinite wisdom, decided to celebrate April Fool's Day a little late. And boy did they pull a prank on the world. They slapped tariffs on, well, pretty much everyone. If you had a product, it probably got a tariff. From electronics to textiles, nothing was spared. Remember that trade war everyone was worried about a few years ago? The one that had economists pulling their hair out and businesses scrambling for contingency plans? Yeah, this makes that look like a pillow fight with Gandhi. A gentle, non-violent protest compared to the economic chaos we're witnessing now. The Dow Jones took a nosedive faster than a pigeon trying to escape a street performer. Investors were left gasping, clutching their portfolios like life vests. Experts are calling it Black Wednesday, but let's be honest, with this administration, shouldn't every day be Black Wednesday? It's like living in a perpetual state of economic twilight. But hey, at least we're winning, right? Winning what, you ask? Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Well, unless winning means alienating our allies, disrupting global trade, and potentially triggering a worldwide recession, then no, not really. It seems more like we're winning a race to the bottom. But don't worry, I'm sure those beautiful deals are just around the corner. Any minute now. Just keep holding your breath, folks. Any minute now. Alright, let's break down this tariff tornado, shall we? It's a whirlwind of numbers and percentages, but don't worry, we'll navigate through it together. First, we've got a lovely 10% baseline tariff on almost everything coming into the US. This means that no matter what, if it's entering our borders, it's getting taxed. Think of it as a participation trophy for daring to sell us stuff. But wait, there's more. This is just the starting point. On top of that, we have reciprocal tariffs ranging from a gentle 1% to a whopping 40% for 57 countries. These tariffs are not just random, they are carefully calculated. Apparently these tariffs are based on our trade deficit with each country because, punishing other nations for selling us things we want is a fantastic economic strategy. It's like trying to balance a seesaw by adding more weight to one side. It's like charging your neighbor extra for their delicious cookies because you're jealous you can't bake. It's a bit petty, don't you think? And who are the lucky winners of this tariff lottery? Who gets the golden ticket to higher costs? Well, China gets hit with an extra 34% on top of existing tariffs because, as we all know, the best way to resolve a trade war is to start another one. This move is like throwing gasoline on a fire and expecting it to go out. Canada gets slapped with a 25% tariff on cars and trucks because nothing says friendly neighbor like crippling their auto industry. It's a surefire way to strain relationships with our closest allies. Now, you might think that facing a barrage of tariffs would make other countries roll over and say, "Oh please, Mr. Trump, sir, can we have some more?" But surprisingly, they're not taking it too well. China, never one to back down from a trade spat, called the tariffs self-defeating bullying, and you know what? They might actually be right for once. Canada, our nice polite neighbor to the north, retaliated with tariffs of their own, because even Canadians have their limits. The European Union, in a rare moment of unity, promised a united response. I'm not sure what that means, but it sounds serious. Maybe they'll start a trade war using only baguettes and luxury cars. So, who's really feeling the pain from these tariffs? It's not just a matter of a few extra dollars here and there. Well, aside from consumers who are about to see prices on everything from cars to coffee skyrocket, the ripple effects are far-reaching. Several industries are taking a direct hit. The manufacturing sector, for instance, is grappling with increased costs and supply chain disruptions. The automotive industry is in a tailspin, facing unprecedented challenges. With companies like Stellantis halting production, the future looks uncertain for many workers, and Volkswagen announcing price hikes only adds to the consumer's burden. Consumer goods, heavily reliant on manufacturing in countries like China and Vietnam, are also bracing for impact. The global supply chain is under immense pressure. Shelves might look full now, but shortages are looming, and prices are set to rise. Get ready to pay a lot more for those cheap plastic toys you buy at the grocery store checkout. Even the smallest items are not spared. Even the renewable energy sector is feeling the heat, struggling to maintain momentum. As tariffs on solar panels and wind turbines drive up the cost of clean energy, the push for a greener future faces significant hurdles. I guess the Make America Great Again plan doesn't include, saving the planet. The environmental cost is something we can't afford to ignore.